What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here, and this is the Honor 400. What is perhaps the best offering in terms of mid-range smartphones that has come out in 2025 so far. And I mean, it is a competitive market. There are a lot of great phones at affordable prices, and now you have a smartphone that not only has a lot of flagship specs and features, but it also has an AI feature that I have never seen on a smartphone before that takes a photo that is a still image and actually can create a 5-second animation video out of it. And I mean, the result is kind of creepy. And I'm also going to be talking about how the Honor 400 directly compares with the Samsung Galaxy A56, which is pretty much in the same price point, but the Honor has a few more features and spec improvements up its sleeve. As you can see here, I have two of them, so if you guys want to win one, just go ahead and drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below with your favorite feature and color of choice. And also please leave your Instagram username as well, because that makes it a lot easier for my team to contact you. And we'll be picking a winner in 2 weeks, and I want to give a huge thanks to Honor for sponsoring this video. So earlier this year, we had the chance to go to Barcelona with the new Honor Magic 7 Pro, which is their flagship phone that has all of their latest and greatest specs and is essentially their top tier offering for the year. And it's a phone that has a great camera, great display, beautiful design, and we did do a full comparison of the best flagship phones in 2025 so far. And the Honor 400 is essentially a model that tries to bring over all of the best features that you need at a more affordable price point. And starting out with the design and hardware, it is a device that is very thin and light, and it just feels very friendly and familiar to use. It is also nice and simple in the aspect that it has a flat display, but generally speaking, I mean, I think it just looks very clean and beautiful with that glass design on the back, the camera that is shaped over here, and it's available in both a silver, gold, blue, and black. And I think the light colors look especially good. So this phone weighs in at 184 grams, 7.3 millimeters in thickness, has an IP65 rating, with the global model featuring a 6,000 milliamp hour battery and the EU model featuring a 5,300 milliamp hour battery, which on both aspects is very sizable for a smartphone that is as efficient as this. The next thing though is the camera. And I think this is probably what is the most impressive thing that this phone has at its price point. It features a 200 megapixel main camera and a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera, with the main camera featuring OIS and EIS dual stabilization, as well as AI raw large model that enhances the clarity by 50%. And you also have a 50 megapixel camera on the front. Typically with smartphones that are in the mid-tier, you will see a great main camera. And this one right here is one that really goes above and beyond when it comes to capturing your daily images, binning it down, but most importantly, giving you an aspect of flexibility in terms of cropping your image that has all been captured in one large main sensor. And with 200 megapixels, you have the option to really zoom in on your images and take advantage of the AI zoom and hybrid zoom that takes the hardware and the software to give you a good final result. Talking about day-to-day images though, I mean, the camera quality was great. Just like what you expect from the Honor lineup, taking photos as I'm walking around, I mean, plenty of detail, great colors, good dynamic range, and the sensor size is definitely something that helps when it comes to modes such as portrait mode, macro, and I would say that this smartphone definitely has a flagship caliber when it comes to its images. When it comes to AI features, AI Super Zoom and AI Portrait Snap are the key camera features, enabling clear telephoto photos and crisp, detailed portraits even when your subject is in motion. And on the aspect of editing, you have AI Eraser and AI Erase Passerby, which allows you to quickly and easily remove unwanted people or items, while AI Upscale and AI Outpainting lets you either enhance or expand your images, along with AI Cutout that allows you to cleanly remove your subject from the background, while AI Moving Photo Collage enables you to stitch 2 to 9 images together to create a dynamic and intriguing story. Perhaps the most impressive feature though is the AI image to video, where you have a still image and it will use AI to turn it into a full-fledged 5-second video. And I mean, just seeing where this is able to take you is super impressive. You take a picture of someone, it will have them like turn, interact, wink, and it takes a still image and brings it to life. And I mean, that just not only harnesses what AI technology is able to do, but also how accessible it is by having it built in as a smartphone feature out of the box that you can use with an image that you've captured. And I mean, the results really do speak for themselves. So I would say the camera is really main camera focused. It does have the ability to crop in and zoom thanks to the high resolution, and being able to capture as that high resolution as an option is great, but general image quality as well as the AI feature set is very complete. The display itself comes in at 6.55 inches, has a peak brightness of 5000 nits, 120 hertz, and I mean, it is a great screen. The specs speak for themselves. I mean, very bright, vibrant, good contrast, being an AMOLED display, refresh rate being dynamic is great for power saving and day-to-day use. And for those who like a flat screen, that is great for multimedia where you can really take advantage of every aspect of the display without anything bleeding on the edge. It is a very mid-sized smartphone, so having a curved display would make it feel pretty small, but in this case, a very simple and understated design both on the front and back. As for performance, it is powered by the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 processor and Adreno 720 GPU with up to 12 gigabytes of RAM. And I mean, day-to-day performance was great. That processor is more than capable of handling pretty much every task that you want to throw at it. And a lot of times with the Snapdragon 8 lineup, you aren't really using all of that power unless you're playing a lot of intensive gaming. And so when it comes to the power of the smartphone, I mean, for 95% of the population, it is going to be more than enough. The battery life, on the other hand, is also excellent. The EU model, as I mentioned, has a 5300 milliamp hour battery, whereas the global model has a 6000 milliamp hour battery. So for a phone that has a more efficient CPU setup, as well as smaller size, display efficiencies, usually the mid-range device has a better battery life than the flagship, and that was the case here. I can see most people getting 2 days of battery life. And in addition to that, it has fast charging capabilities of up to 80 watts on the global model and up to 66 watt charging on the EU model. So putting the two phones head to head, how does the Honor 400 compare to the Samsung Galaxy A56? A phone that is pretty much in the exact same category and has many similarities, but also quite a few differences. For starters, the Samsung Galaxy A56 is a little bit bigger, but the display on the Honor 400 is not only brighter, but also has a higher PPI at 460 and a peak brightness of 5000 nits compared to 1900 on the A56. When it comes to the camera, the main camera is 200 megapixels on the Honor 400, 50 megapixels on the Samsung Galaxy A56, have the same resolution for the ultra-wide cameras, but when it comes to the front-facing camera, the Honor has a 50 megapixel front-facing camera, whereas the A56 has a 12 megapixel front-facing camera. Even though the Samsung Galaxy has a third camera which serves as a macro camera, it is only 2 megapixels. And in fact, when you take a look at the macro images side by side, the Honor 400's results were just better. And when it came to the camera, which is a huge factor and which both companies have a lot of good experience in, the Honor 400, in terms of everyday results, just from taking a look at real world examples, is pretty much better in most ways. The Honor 400 is also the industry's first smartphone to have 30x telephoto on the main camera due to Honor's telephoto enhancement large model technology. And I would say that alone is a very compelling factor. The battery size on the A56, even though it is a bigger phone, is only 5000 milliamp hours, whereas on the Honor 400, you'll get 5300 milliamp hours on the EU model and all the way up to 6000 milliamp hours on the global model. So a pretty good jump there. And in terms of AI features, both of these phones do have a pretty solid suite of AI features, but where the Honor takes it even further is having the image to video and many AI translation features on the Honor 400 built in that you don't get on the Samsung Galaxy A56. Whenever I'm talking about comparison, it is down to opinion. If you're a Samsung fan, then you might want to stick within the same lineup, but just on paper, if you were to compare these phones side by side, same price, and just looking at the spec sheet itself, the only category that the A56 really wins in is having a larger display and an IP67 rating as opposed to the IP66 rating, which for most people doesn't really matter at all. there is still an IP rating on the Honor 400, and I mean, the main camera I feel like is the biggest factor, and if you're looking at the global models, the battery life is decently larger. So, I mean, that is all really impressive, and at the end of the day, I would say that this phone, if you are looking for a solid spec device that has all of the features, a good main camera, and you're maybe somebody who doesn't use the ultra-wide camera or need a periscope zoom specifically, it is really complete. This isn't to say that other devices on the market don't have this complete package, but when you also add on the AI features, such as the image to video, as well as the camera processing technology, that is where it all comes together to deliver an impressive experience at a fraction of the price of some of the flagship phones on the market that can go $1,500 and up and even into $2,000. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.